Guys, what up fam, welcome back to a brand new What up guys, welcome back to a brand new video here on the JTsuits YouTube channel. 50K today, we're hitting 50K today. But today's video, we're gonna be talking about the secret things that happen on the Navy ship. Do we have a bowling alley? Do we have a full-size basketball court? What goes down? Do we drink beer? Do we have secret card games? Is there gambling? Is there women that offer their services? We're gonna be talking about that stuff today. We're gonna hop right into this video. If you guys wanna follow me on social media, everything is at JTsuits. After we hit 50K, we're on the new road. Shifting gears, 100K. All the poppies, let's get it.
Me so, you know that you're me so man, me so, you're me so man with a plan, me so, oh.
So the first thing, sports, stuff that you can do, there's a basketball court that they bring out. Now it is not, when you're on deployment, the basketball courts only come out during certain times. Normally it's when the skipper wants to boost the crew's morale. If things are getting kind of, 40 days straight at sea, 50 days straight at sea, when that stuff's happening, you'll see it more often where we're having Steel Beach picnics. We're going up on top of the flight deck, we have like 4 or 5 hours. There's music, we're barbecuing, grilling out, playing football, hitting golf balls off the fantail. And also, occasionally they bring out the basketball court. It's not always out there though, because on deployment, in the hangar bay, it is a fully operational hangar bay. Hangar bay 1, hangar bay 2, hangar bay 3 are always getting taken up by all the F-18s, by all of the aircraft, always doing aircraft moves. Normally the helicopters are gonna be in hangar bay 1, it's where we keep our helos. And we're always bringing them up and down the aircraft elevators from the hangar bay 1 to the helo hold. But normally the basketball courts, they're not always out. It's normally during special occasions. Something that I always did see though was CrossFit. CrossFit is, it was like the huge new fad where people would be doing those weird ass pull-ups. So they would set up those CrossFit circuits throughout all the hangar bays. Normally this would be after the day check. Once night check would come on around 1800, 1900, the hangar bay would turn into like this big workout area. People would be running laps around hangar bay 1, 2, and 3. Running laps around the freaking whole aircraft. Normally it was the spec ops guys that I would see be setting all this stuff up. Like we talked about on previous videos, it was a lot of EOD, explosive ordnance disposal. Those type of spec ops guys were on our ship. They would also do a lot of practicing with their little robots. They drive around the robots certain times, and bomb detecting, stuff like that. But they would set up the whole ship, the whole hangar bay, with like CrossFit circuits. You would run all the way to hangar bay 3. They would throw like this weighted ball up against the wall and do squats. They would run to hangar bay 1, do all their weird ass kipping push-ups. Hangar bay 2, there would be a station. There's all these stations set up. So it's pretty interesting. Now I get this question a lot, is there a bowling alley? Is there a bowling alley? No. Not that I've seen, not that I have ever seen or ever heard of. People think, dude, I heard there's a secret bowling alley on the boat. That'd be pretty awesome if there was a secret bowling alley. Cause I used to be freaking into bowling. On a Navy base, there's Navy bowling alleys. There's bowling alleys on Navy bases almost all the time. And you can bowl for like $2 a game. So I got really into bowling when I was active duty. I'd bowl like 5 games for less than $10. And I even joined a league at one point. I even had my own freaking bowling ball and shoes still. But no bowling alleys on the carrier. Something that we would do a lot though, MWR, Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. MWR, you hear that a lot. It's like this organization that is on the ship. And also on all of the bases. They set up all these events for you guys. MWR sets up all the tours when you pull into port. They would also set up card games and events on the ship, like Call of Duty. They had a Call of Duty tournaments On the boat, you would win like a $50 gift card if you got first place. Your boy got first place in the Call of Duty tournament on my carrier. There was also Texas Hold'em tournaments all the time. I never won one of those, but instead of playing in the tournaments, we would also have cash games. We'd play poker, Texas Hold'em for money. We'd have spades games for money. But this was more low key, you know, the gambling. There is gambling that goes on the ship. Don't get caught, but a lot of the gambling, a lot of this stuff is involved with your higher ups. Actually, a lot of the saltier sailors on the boat, that's how I got involved in playing spades. Me and my friend beat our LPO and his friend, you know, they were both E6s at the time. Me and my friend were like E3, E4. And that's how we established ourselves as like really good card players. We took out the best team on the boat. So we'd play spades for money. We'd always have Texas Hold'em tournaments. Before we pulled into every single port when we were out at sea, it was like the funnest thing. Because you knew not only were we pulling into port that next day, but that night we'd all stay up pretty, like really late, and we'd play, just gamble and have fun and shoot the shit, and it was awesome time. There's also other card game tournaments, like I know Magic. The Gathering is like a big thing. I was never into that stuff, but you see people all the time, you know, there'd be Magic tournaments, people playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In the mess decks. People would set up like World of Warcraft servers, like the ITs, the smarter intelligence ratings, the system technicians, you know, all the IT rates, they would set up like their own server for World of Warcraft, apparently. A lot of celebrities would get flown onto the ship, and you know, they'd meet the whole crew, they'd do all the rounds. There's like there's like a big country music star that came and played, and everyone filled up all the hangar bays listening to this guy. A really cool thing though that we got to do, I'm sure you guys heard of the movie Battleship, you know, with like Rihanna in it, and there's like the aliens, and the Navy has to fight off all the aliens. You know, that movie came out a couple years ago. Before it was released into the theaters, we got to watch the movie when we were deployed out at sea in our squadron's ready room. It was like pre-screened to a bunch of sailors while we were deployed, before anybody saw it in the movie theaters. So that was pretty cool, watching like a Navy type movie when you're out deployed on a carrier. That was awesome. That was pretty cool. The movie is very dramatic. That's not really how the military is. A lot of people are like, JT, react to Battleship, react to that movie. It's dramatized. It's for civilians, it's for entertainment. So I don't know how I'd react to that. And yes, there are Starbucks. There is Starbucks on the aircraft carriers. Not really on small boys, but on the Nimitz class carriers. It's not like an official Starbucks. Like with Starbucks employees, it's a TAD, temporary assigned duty, where work centers or divisions will send personnel when they go TAD, and they man like the Starbucks little area on the ship in the galley. And they have like legit drinks. Like people would get hooked on these Starbucks coffees, like the iced caramel macchiatos. My LPO would always order freaking iced caramel macchiato every single day. And it's like people getting hooked on the Red Bulls. There's Red Bulls energy drinks machines in the galley. This last thing that it was just really funny seeing their faces. All the midshipmen, all the people that are about to be officers and be deployed out on our ship, they would get like a deployment. They'd come on the ship while they're still in school before they get commissioned. And they get a little tour, they get to see how the ship operates. And just their faces. Like, you know, by this time, we'd probably been out to sea for a couple months. Everyone's really freaking salty. We know the ship like the back of our hand. We're able to run up and down everywhere, run up and down the ladder wheel, slide down, close the hatches super quick, maneuver around the ship really fast. You see these midshipmen that are about to be officers that we're gonna have to salute. You're just like, they have no idea what's going on. They're all huddled together, walking around, you know, really slow, taking in everything. And it would just remind you of your first time being on the ship. And it's funny just seeing their faces and their reaction, because that's how you used to be just a couple months ago. And now you think you're hot shit, running around the whole ship, knowing everything, knowing everywhere to go, like the back of your hand. All right, guys, that's gonna be wrapping up this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you made it to the end, make sure you like and subscribe. We're about to hit 50,000 poppies. We're on the road now to 100,000 poppies. My goal, my journey is to have the biggest Navy channel on YouTube. We're gonna surpass the US Navy's YouTube channel soon. I wouldn't be surprised if I get an email or another message from some higher up in the Navy. That'd be very interesting. I don't even know what they would say. I've had people email me. I've had people in the military that are in boot camp RDCs that have made a video about that, where they emailed me and told me to take a certain video down. And I obliged, but as I keep getting bigger and I keep getting farther away from when I separated from the Navy, my 8 years will finally be up in August. So I'm officially done, separated from the Navy. And it still feels like they freaking hold on me. So I want to make a lot of other videos, talk about a lot of other things, but I always try to portray the military, the Navy in, a positive light on my channel. Out of the over 500 videos that I've talked about, most of them are all motivating, positive videos. I have talked about some negative experiences, but those are few and in between. So we're trying to stay positive. Definitely expect more videos though about some not so positive things in the future. There also was a circumstance that just happened where I had to take a video down recently, where I went on the Navy base a couple weeks ago, and very unfortunate what's happening to this person. I'm not gonna name any names, but it's just like their chain of command. That chain of command is, I have no words. House tour coming soon once I get everything set up. It's like a freaking tornado swept through this house. We're trying to get everything organized. Papa, my boy, Pop.